Imagine a man who steps onto the brightest stages in the world, hosting huge events like the Oscars and music awards. Picture someone who started from nothing, facing rejection after rejection, until he became a star on one of the longest-running TV shows ever. For over 20 years, he's made people laugh, feel better, and connect through their screens. His quick jokes and strong spirit have made him a hero to so many. He's shaped late-night TV, becoming a name everyone knows, right up there with the biggest icons. More than a host, he's the guy who defined fun for a whole generation. But behind all that shine, there's deep hurt in his heart. From battling to save his little boy's life, to losing people he loved, and dealing with his own hidden sickness. We've seen his big smile for years, but not many know the heavy sadness he carries inside. And lately, a big storm hit the show he's given everything to for 22 years. Let's walk through his life, full of wins but also carved with pain and tough times. Before we dive in, if you think Jimmy Kimmel is one of the most amazing talents on TV, hit that like button as a way to honor the guy who spread joy while hiding so much hurt. It's so sad to think that the man who would one day make all of America chuckle started out in a simple apartment in Brooklyn, with no fancy life at all. Born on November 13, 1967, in a neighborhood called Mill Basin, he was the oldest of 3 kids in a regular Catholic family with German and Italian roots. His dad, James, worked steadily at IBM, and his mom, Joanne, took care of the home and kids with a lot of love. They weren't broke, but they weren't rich either, just getting by day to day. Dreams were small back then. As the big brother, Jimmy felt like he had to be the strong one, looking out for his little brother and sister, even when he was just a kid himself. He once shared honestly that being the oldest made him feel like he had to protect everyone, even if he couldn't always protect himself. That feeling stuck with him like a shadow from the start, weighing on him before anyone even knew who he was. When he was only 9, in 1976, everything changed. His family packed up and moved from Brooklyn to Las Vegas. To most people, it might seem like no big deal, just a new place. But for little Jimmy, it was like his whole world got ripped away. The noisy streets of Brooklyn, playing with friends he knew forever, the feel of the city, all gone in a flash. Now it was the hot, empty desert of Nevada. In his new school, surrounded by kids he didn't know, he felt totally alone, like he was watching life from outside a window. He later opened up about it, saying he never really felt like he belonged anywhere, always on the edge looking in. That hurt stayed with him, the pain of a boy who lost his home and had to search for where he fit. School wasn't much help either. Teachers thought he was fidgety and not focused. Other kids didn't notice him much. He was there, but invisible, full of energy, but no one heard him. By the time he was 16, in 1983, he got a little gig at a school radio station. It was his first taste of speaking into a mic, even if he was awkward and new at it. But even then, he wondered if anyone would listen, or if he'd just fade away again. In 1985, at 18, he finished high school at Ed W. Clark High. While his friends celebrated and planned big futures, Jimmy stepped into the grown-up world feeling lost. He tried college at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, but dropped out after 1 year. Then he switched to Arizona State, sticking it out for 2 more years before leaving without a degree. No paper to show for it, no clear path, nothing to fall back on. Looking back, he said dropping out didn't feel free. It felt like messing up. He didn't know what he'd become, just what he wasn't. By 1989, at 22, he was at a tough spot. No education, no sure job, just the marks of things he started but couldn't finish. Each empty classroom felt like a sign that he was meant to stay hidden, forgotten before he even got started. He felt ashamed, lying awake at night, scared he'd disappear without anyone noticing. But in those hard moments, something strong was growing inside him, The move from Brooklyn taught him to keep going. The sting of failing built up his drive. The loneliness made him fight to be seen. What looked like hurts were really turning him tough, ready for what was coming. The world didn't see it yet, but the kid afraid of being lost was getting ready to be someone no one could ignore. Jimmy's early days in his job weren't full of cheers. They were quiet and tough, in radio rooms that could crush you with no warning. By 1990, when he was 23, he got his first real paying spot co-hosting a show called Me and Him on KOKQ-FM in Seattle. For a second, it felt like things were finally clicking. But life can be mean. Just months in, they let him go. To others, it was just radio business. To Jimmy, it broke him inside. He'd already quit college feeling like a failure. Now, losing his first pro job hit like a punch. He shared later that the rejection hurt way more than he thought, making him wonder if he'd ever talk on air again. But he didn't give up. With hope still burning, he tried in Palm Springs, putting together a small show almost by himself. He even brought in his old friend Carson Daly as an intern, back when no one knew Carson either. Jimmy put his all into it, hoping it'd show he belonged, but it fell apart fast. The quiet studio stared back at him, the empty air a reminder of another flop. He remembered those times painfully, saying there were nights he'd sit alone after everyone left, looking at the mic, wondering if anyone would ever hear him. The next years were full of tired days and questions. He grabbed any radio work he could, waking up super early, dragging to stations that paid peanuts but asked for everything. He lived scared of being nothing, thinking one more slip-up would wipe him out. Every night, he went to sleep afraid tomorrow he'd be gone from people's minds. It wasn't about being hungry or without a home. It was the deeper ache of wanting to count and fearing he never would. After Palm Springs crashed, he hung on with whatever gigs came, no matter how tiny or low-paying. It was embarrassing, but it kept him in the fight. Finally, in Los Angeles, a break came. Through someone he knew, he got a small job at KROQ-FM as the fun sports guy on the Kevin and Bean show. Not fancy, not famous, but for Jimmy, who'd been in the dark for so long, it was like being saved. For the first time, he was part of something big. For 5 years, he was Jimmy the sports guy. It might sound little, but to him, it meant he was still here. Every early morning, he'd pull himself in, telling jokes, poking fun at himself, proving he wasn't erased. Bit by bit, the boy shut out by rejection was finding his voice, and people were starting to hear it. Those early career days for Jimmy weren't about money or comfort. They were full of getting turned down, feeling small, and quiet nights that could have ended him. But those tough spots became his base. Each time he got fired, built his toughness. Each mess-up taught him to keep trying. Each empty room got him ready for bigger spots. He'd tripped, been pushed aside, almost wiped away, but he wouldn't go. The kid scared of being forgotten was learning how to stick in minds forever. At KROQ-FM, Jimmy finally had a spot to stand on in a world that kept knocking him down. As the sports guy on Kevin and Bean, he pushed through 5 years of super early starts, showing up tired but full of doubts. Every day, he gave jokes and laughed at himself, not because he felt great, but because he was scared silence would take him back. Those years were hard, tired all the time, alone a lot, doing the same thing over. But in that tough routine, he built something special, a voice made strong by being worn out, toughness from feeling low, and a drive that wouldn't quit. That voice was about to take him past radio, but the road up would ask even more. His first TV steps were small, behind the scenes. He wrote funny ads for Fox, putting in tons of work for just seconds on screen. Not many saw, but those who did noticed his great timing and smarts. Then Comedy Central gave him a shot on Win Ben Stein's Money, mixing his silly humor with Ben's serious style. What seemed odd worked great, and they won an Emmy. To Jimmy, that award was more than gold. It was proof after all the doubts, early mornings, and hurts he'd swallowed. but wins didn't chase away the dark. In 1999, he made The Man Show with Adam Carolla, bold and wild, stirring up laughs and arguments. They also did Crank Yankers, making funny voices where he'd once been quiet. But behind the fun, he was scared of running out of ideas. He said every day he worried the jokes would stop, that he'd wake up with nothing left. Success gave him eyes on him, but also trapped him in pressure to always be better, funnier. That stress grew in 2003 when ABC gave him his own late-night show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. It was the dream he'd whispered about in empty rooms, now real, his name in lights. But those lights were hot. What looked easy, a desk, laughing crowd, was a fight of nerves and no sleep. Behind each short talk were who's writing, fixing, practicing. Jokes thrown out, words changed till his throat hurt. Behind each fun night was fear that one bad show could end it all. He once said people see 10 minutes, but miss the 10 hours of work and thousands of worries. To fans, he made it look simple. To himself, he was battling tiredness, fear, and the quiet scare of failing. The years after brought big moments that shone bright outside. In 2007, he flew back and forth from New York to LA for 5 days, setting a world record. People cheered, but few knew the cost. No sleep, body worn out, mind pushed hard. In 2013, he got a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, his name with the greats. But behind his grin was knowing every honor came from time away from rest, family, peace. Still, he kept going. He hosted the Oscars in 2017, 2018, 2023, 2024, and the Music Awards 5 years straight. Each time, millions watched, judging every word. But through no sleep nights, endless practices, wondering if he could take it, Jimmy didn't break. His show became a big part of culture, not because it was easy, but because he wouldn't quit on fear or tiredness. Each joke, chat, punch was more than fun. It was winning over the boy who sat alone scared of being lost. His path from hidden to huge is about how sticking it out turns tiredness to wins, fear to lasting mark. One man's fight became hope for dreamers who struggle too. For 22 years, Jimmy Kimmel Live wasn't just TV. It was the pulse of his work. A live story of every laugh and tear. Night by night, he showed up knowing millions counted on him, carrying his smarts plus doubts, weariness, and heart. He missed birthdays, skipped holidays, traded family time for practices because the show took not bits, but his whole life. Each year told his tale. Early days when views dropped and he feared the end. Big hits from one bit or guest that lit up the country. Emotional times sharing pain after bad news. Fun nights where laughs covered his fears. The stage held America's hand in hard times. Mourned when words hurt. Celebrated when joy was needed. It mirrored his life under bright lights. Over 2 decades, it became like home. Not walls, but rooms of writers scribbling jokes, helpers who felt like family. A beat of no sleep nights turning to magic days. Little habits tied them. Knock before show. Worn joke book passed around. Lucky toy on the desk. Every seat, laugh, quiet moment built his path. He once said there were nights he went home unsure they'd last. Mornings when crowd laughs kept him alive. On air, he shared, "This show is my life. Gave me family I didn't expect. Memories forever." That family was true. Writers up till dawn, producers carrying loads, helpers in shadows making it work. Young starters turning pros beside him. They laughed together, beat deadlines quiet, cheered wins like their own. A writer later said, "For 20 years that place was home. We aged, raised kids, leaned on each other." For Jimmy, those ties were like blood. People sharing 22 years of ups and downs, carrying him when low, him carrying them. He sat there through personal and world storms, always back because the show was his blood. proof the scared boy carved his spot in America's nights. On September 17, 2025, that pulse stopped. After 22 years, lights that always came on went out. Cameras froze. Laughs turned to empty quiet louder than cheers. Not from no talent or old news, but because in a world hearing every word, some can't be okay. It showed how even strong spots can break under changing views. With it came hard truth. Even heroes can lose what they built. This quiet wasn't like young Jimmy in an empty room searching. This was losing a family spot, a safe place, a life beat like breath. The hurt wasn't just work. For 22 years, hundreds were like kin. Writers pouring hearts till morning, producers with hidden weights, helpers lighting the way. Now all unsure. Starters to pros, directors through crises, camera folks knowing his moves. Ground shook for them. For Jimmy, it wasn't just a pause. It was wrecking knowing his team of 22 years stood dark, no sure light back. In quiet, he whispered sorries to crew, fans, stage. Like words could stop the quiet, he couldn't. Deepest cut was old fear back. Being unseen, world moving on, voice fought for silenced by fate, not flop. He reflected sadly, felt like losing soul part, family scattering I thought forever. Words held not just job grief, but guilt of letting down on screen and off. Yet in hurt, he sought kindness. In a message, he gave sorries, asked no blame, urged care for all hit, not defending self, but guarding hearts with him. Even in worst, strength showed. Jimmy knew careers aren't just shows running, but marks left. 22 years laughs wove him in American nights. One stop couldn't erase comforting sad with fun, lifting tired with jokes, showing laughs, bind us. Stage quiet, but Mark stays. Man scared of forgotten proved unforgettable. This hard quiet wasn't end, but test. His life shows it's about lasting storms, helping others, turning dark quiet to strength. Losing the show hurt huge, but not first time life took precious. Before, personal hurts fame couldn't block. Away from lights, his life had loves, breaks, fights no cheer softened. In 1988, before fame, he married college love Gina Maddie, built on young hopes, not stars. Early days, laughs over bad food in small kitchen, walks on quiet streets, promises for better. In tiny places, mismatched stuff. To big dreams piecing future with hope over shore. For 14 years, regular life, struggles, bills on time, slow steps to show biz. Then joy changed them. Kids as base. Katie in 1991, her cry sweeter than future cheers. Kevin 1993, Jimmy felt whole holding him, thinking life perfect, short time. Holding kids showed battles bigger than TV numbers. Tiny hands why sacrifices count, love like win in chaos. But cracks grew. Career pulled him away. Dream for better tearing what he had. While dads read stories, Jimmy at station chasing future. He admitted feeling stranger home. In laid out early, kids growing in pics not moments. Guilt stayed, shadow in bright spots. Gina carried both parent roles alone. Stories, sick days, school with empty chair. Dream felt house missing wall, nice but not full. For Katie, Kevin, hurt quiet, but there. Split joys, 2 holidays, homes not matching. Ache steady. By 2002, marriage ended. Young promised to quiet papers, leaving kids between homes. Woman who held family as spotlight took husband. For Jimmy, signing more than end. Admit love can't beat drive. Carried like silent load. World saw laugh maker. He saw dad wondering if kids laughed enough with him. Husband asking too much. Later said hardest not TV, knowing not there enough young. Admission shows wound fame can't fix. Fighting world here. Missing close voices. Gina end echoed always. Success with absence trace. Party with regret whisper. Lesson quiet. Dreams take. Some carve hurts on loved. No stage erases. When divorce dust settled, Jimmy found comfort surprise. 2002. Met Sarah Silverman, comedian sharp wit matching. Built rare. Love from laughs. Late calls to dawn. Notes in rooms. Knowing spotlight madness. For 7 years. Lifeline. Believing after marriage fall. Love heals. Bond free yet fragile. No kids. No toy chaos. But habits sacred. Whispers awards. Gifts pockets. Smile waiting wings. For Jimmy. Healing chapter. Reminder. Busy hearts fin. De love beat. For Sarah. Devoted. Both careers taking all. But like fame loves. Couldn't last. 2009 split. Public. Hollywood usual. Jimmy. Quiet loss. Not wife but friend laughing dark nights. Reflected years joy grateful even no last. End no courts. But harder. Echo absence places filled. Phone no midnight jokes. Empty backstage chair. Silence after laugh heavy. Sarah leaving another reminder. Love with joy can leave loneliness long after cheers fade. After hurts, lessons from loss, Jimmy's life brightened again. 2009 met Molly McNerney, show writer. Started quiet work talk, grew to deep, patient, funny, trust. By 2013 marriage, 45, new love sweet bitter. Not young jump, earned fresh start. Proof late love stronger, steady, precious. With Molly, safe place longed. Not wowed fame, not scared past. Anchor understanding career weight, sharing load. Laugh not nervous new, steady 2 weathered storms, finding peace. For Jimmy, second chance happiness. Rewrite love. Quiet mornings, routines, partner solid. Joy to family. July 2014. Jane born. Jimmy vowed present. No miss moments to memories. Pics show beaming. Her fingers his. Redeemed dad haunted regret. April 21st, 2017. William Billy John. Few hours joy. Room whole. 49. Holding son, like perfect gift. But joy ripped. Docs found rare heart issue. Tetralogy of fallet with pulmonary atresia. Life threat fast. Skin blue. Breath weak. Days in. Newborn fought adult battles. 3 days old. Open heart surgery. Tiny chest open before smile. Body, small by machines. Wires like sad bed. Jimmy, bold to millions, voiceless terror. Fell hallways praying not career but sun chest move. Later teared on show. Longest 3 hours. Don't know end. Give anything. Job, money, heart trade. Fame nothing. Laughs nothing. Only tiny heart learning beat. Billy lived first, but more came. Reopening fear. Hand infant docs again, knowing pain. Watched sun scars no kid should. No choice, trust scars let live. Nights mornings fluorescent, exhaustion lines faces. Molly ground. Guarded rooms. Shielded Jane 3. From truth. Jane ask Billy home. Jimmy smile forced. Hope parent gift. World saw return. Shaking share Billy. Not comedian. Bear dad begging care not just son. All kids. Millions parents hearts broke with. Others reminded healthy tuck blessing. For Jimmy Molly. Lessons no award match. Marriage forged waiting rooms. Prayers by beeps. Silent surgeon updates. Bond tested fears most skip. Stronger. Admitted hardest not job loss or stage flop. Watching child life fight. More pain. Truth. Fame laughs. Money comfort. Neither shield love, fragile. Terror near loss. Years on. Billy candles, Jimmy whispers miracle each. Today, Billy resilient, astonishing parents, strangers followed. Laugh table, story bed, morning ordinary sacred. Scars not defeat, survival proof. Love carries small heart dark. In Jimmy life, emotional peak. Fears, regrets, winds meet. Once invisible haunted. Now life measure not world laughs loud, but love fierce. Fight close hearts. Even Molly, hope Billy, another shadow daily, no dock cut. Years narcolepsy, disorder steals awake control. World seas keep millions up laughs night. Quiet, truth, sleep claim any time. Admitted drifted wheel, piloting plane. Not funny, death close. For timing, wit, energy craft, cruel twist. Body collapse want, world stamina need. Strange, reflected, known late stay. Body shut any time. Exhaust wave minder scene unbreakable, walks fragile. Yet not silence. Monologue, skit, laugh defiance. Stage presence. Triumph, reminder, body betray, spirit endure. For invisible illness fighters, persistence beacon, struggle shape, not define. But not only trial. 2011 loss deeper body. Uncle Frank Potenza, more uncle. Warm soul show. Ex-NY cop, brought real warmth no script. Goofy innocent, smile. Presence showed TV real family. Cancer took, not just Jimmy mourn. Viewers welcomed homes. Jimmy crush, not uncle. Show heartbeat. Tribute cracked comedy mask. Show funniest break love torn. Empty chair symbol. Stage space reminder studio family laugh grief. For Jimmy, crew. Echo jokes. Talks, never again. Audience. Truth. No fame. Fortune. Cameras shield slow absence ache. Through narcolepsy, Uncle Frank gone. Story bigger late night. Testimony endurance. Carried shadows spotlight. Through pain loss made shine. Now 57. Jimmy not just long TV voice. Man treasure ordinary once feared lose. Lives LA. Hermosa Beach. Sometimes Idaho quiet South Fork Lodge. Stillness lights never gave. Health guarded discipline knows fragile. Narcolepsy taught listen body. Routines, checkups. 5.2 fast balance energy. Hair silver, face timelines. Not decline. Survival marks, storms no break. Home anchor. With Molly, not just screen comedian. Husband knows devotion. Jane 2014. Billy 2017. Phil House laughs. Reminders fight endure. Katie. Kevin first marriage part world. Love reshape time. Bind generations. Small habits sacred. Dinner all table. Story whisper. Dark voice. Soft one child. School run son chatter back. Not routine. Redemption. Present after absent fear. Success followed quiet. Decades work. Nights lights. Net worth near $50 million. Grind result over 20 years helm. Hermosa Beach portfolio ambition belong. 2004, $2.1 million home near sand, breezewash Hollywood noise. 2014, $2.2 million another, to Molly's sister. Family ties business. 2018, $8 million lot. Planned 20,000 square FT home. More assets. Testaments. Brooklyn boy feared invisible. Built, overlook no. Hollywood Hills, 2002. $945,000 cottage. Held decade. Sold 2016. Near $2.4 million. 2018. $6 million. $5,500. Score Fett Mansion. Pool. Cabana. Theater. Smart. Windows LA stretch. Reminder climb. Endure. Cars balance perform elegance. Mercedes AMG. S63. 800 HP refine power. VinFast VF8. Show embrace future. Garage private. Glimpses respect old new. No plane trophies. But pilots small. Paradox narcolepsy dare symbol. Moments not indulge. Markers. Brooklyn Hollywood. Not miles. Risks. No sleep. Sacrifices. Real estate. Cars. Invest. Flights. Not heart story. Visible echoes sweat. Sacrifice. Survival. Monuments endurance. After storms. Built wealth permanence. Beyond late night. Even lights dim. Life many chapters. Voice animated Family Guy. Robot Chicken. Garfield. Road Trip. 2019. Serious Goose Book wrote illustrated. Not prestige. Joy kids laugh. Boy beneath suit. Bring light small rooms. 2020. Idaho Lodge co-buy. Not trophy. Heal silence. 2023 strike. With Fallon, Myers, Colbert, Oliver. Strike Force 5 podcast solidarity. Proceed staff. Unguarded. Not celeb. Colleague. Remember behind faces unsung. Make laughs. Generosity quiet. After Billy. $1 million. Children's Hospital LA. Raised $1.3 million. Alex's Lemonade Kids Cancer. 2025. Molly matched $50,000 St. Joseph Holiday. Supported LA LGBT. Friars Arts. Jamie Oliver Kids Health. Boys. Girls Clubs. Rihanna Clara Lionel. Johnson Cancer. Max Love. Next Autism. Gestures not cameras. Deeper. Scars suffering to beacons others dark. Giving not charity. Survival. Turn pain light. Others less afraid. Look back. Life arc. Not entertainer survivor. Endured divorce heartbreak. Breakup. Lonely. Terror. Billy surgeries. Grief. Uncle Frank. Narcolepsy wait. Now show suspend 22 years. From each storm carried. Compassion pain. Patience delay. Gratitude loss. Journey not untouched sorrow. Reshaped kinder. Confessed. Hardest not TV. Not there enough loved. Sentence legacy heartbeat. Fame stage. Wealth comfort. Love family endurance. Unforgettable. Today show fate unsure. Soul not. LA. Hermosa. Idaho Homes. Lights Brighter Studio. Kitchen. Molly warm. Jane giggles hall. Billy laugh after fear. Calls Katie. Kevin bonds unbroken. Stage's greatest role. Husband. Dad. Man treasure ordinary. Closing image. Studio dark. Home lamp glow. Not applause roar. Family laugh quiet. Where legacy lives. Not spotlight. Close hearts. If story touched. Laughed Jimmy. Moved honesty. Admired dad hallway resilience. Like tribute. Share memory stays most. Together preserve not TV legend. Man humanity shines brighter Hollywood light. And if you want more stories like this, hit subscribe. Let's keep sharing the real sides of people we admire.